Hey everybody, Jerkfat here with another video. This time, bringing you guys a video to share with you my experience at Star Wars Reads Day 2013, aka Star Wars Reads Day 2. And before I get going, I just want to say that if my voice sounds a little bit different, I am at the tail end of a pretty bad cold. But I am getting better, but my voice is not fully recovered yet. So that's why my voice sounds a bit groggly today. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. What the point is to talk about Star Wars Reads Day. And I had a really great time. If you've been following me on Facebook and Twitter, then you know that I attended yesterday, Saturday the 5th. I attended the event in San Francisco at Books Inc., where Pablo, Hidalgo, and Sansweet were both in attendance, and I had a great time. Basically, how it was set up, I don't know if this is true to how other events for Star Wars Reads Day were set up across the country, and across the world even. But pretty much it was. We got there a little bit early, probably like 30 minutes early, and there was kind of like a little several rows of chairs set up. And at around 7 p.m., Steven and Pablo both showed up, and it was kind of like if you're familiar with comics conventions, how they have panels and Q&As. It was set up in that same fashion, where pretty much they just let both of them loose, and they talked about their experiences. And they allowed for people in the audience to ask them questions and stuff. It was a relatively small turnout. Well, it was a good turnout for what the event was. I would say probably around like 25 different people were there, including the local detachment of the 501st Garrison, very appropriately named the Golden Gate Garrison. So it's always a great time when the 501st is there, because if nothing else, then you get to admire their awesome costumes. And so the several members of the 501st were there, dressed up in their full gear. If I remember correctly, there's like 3 TIE Fighter pilots, at least 3 Stormtroopers, and 3 Biker Scouts or Scout Troopers. And so like I said, it's cool as always to see the 501st. And Pablo and Steven were both there, just answering fan questions and stuff on their experiences with Star Wars and how they got involved with Star Wars, their first experiences, yada yada yada, bunch of stuff. I did not record the whole panel. If you've been following me on Facebook, then earlier I posted a video. I recorded about a 4.5-minute clip. It's just audio because I couldn't really get a good shot of them talking without getting people's heads in the way. So it's a 4-minute audio clip with some pictures, a couple really good shots that I took at the event. And it's pretty much that clip covers Steven, their first meeting, Mr. Sansweet and Mr. Hidalgo's first meeting, and how Pablo got started at Lucasfilm, and just about Lucasfilm in general. That's only 4.5 minutes out of I believe it went on for almost an hour and a half. It was around 8:30 when we left the bookstore. But I had a great time there. Very interesting talk to hear Pablo and Steven just talking about their experiences with Star Wars and Lucasfilm, and how they got into it and how it's evolved over the past 30-something years. Excuse me, again, I said I'm still recovering from a cold. I also did see somebody there with a much better camera recording the panel, so for all I know, it may already be up on YouTube, so I will keep an eye out for that. If I do see the full panel uploaded, then I will put a link to it in the comment section below, and I'll link to it on Facebook and Twitter, so you can keep your eye out for that. And before I hand it over to the audio clip that I recorded, I'd like to show you guys what exactly I got there. First off, I had a brief chat with Steven Sansweet. Really cool guy. Definitely, if you're a Star Wars fan, then if you've heard of Rancho Obi-Wan, you know that is like the pinnacle of Star Wars collecting. So very cool to finally meet him in person. Definitely, I really want to visit Rancho Obi-Wan sometime. And I got him to sign my my copy of Star Wars: The Ultimate Action Figure Collection. You can see in here. So I open that up. He wrote a little note. It says, "To Logan, now you can collect them all with the Force, Steve Sansweet," and he dated it 10/5/2013. So very cool. I'll always be able to just open that up and instantly remember when and where I got this. So that's very cool. Again, very cool meeting Steven Sansweet. Just got the impression he's a really nice guy, very open to fans and answering questions and just engaging with the average Joe, you know. And also, I didn't get to talk as much to Pablo Hidalgo, but I still got him to sign my copy of the Essential Reader's Companion. You can see there. Got him to sign it. And, to Logan, may the Force be with you, signed Pablo Hidalgo. So very cool. Very glad to get both of their autographs since they're both very prominent figures in the Star Wars fan community. And also it was kind of like a little free things. Got this cool little flyer / postcard for Rancho Obi-Wan. Very cool. Again, just makes me want to visit there that much more. Flip around to the back, a lot of text describing it, and some pictures from it, as well as this little Rancho Obi-Wan business card, which I can already tell you is the coolest business card I have. Not that I have a business card collection or anything, but a very cool picture, a piece of art depicting Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan, and all the contact information for Rancho Obi-Wan if you want to set up a tour yourself, which again is something I definitely want to do sometime in the future. Not sure when, but definitely. So that's what I got, or those the autographs I got at Star Wars Reads Day, and the little cool little freebies that I got from Rancho Obi-Wan. So before I hand it over to the clip, just want to say again, I had a great time there. Definitely look forward to Star Wars Reads Day 3 next year. And, tell me in the comment section below if you went to a Star Wars Reads Day event. Did you have a good time? Were there any special guest authors there, like Steven Sansweet or Pablo Hidalgo? Did you get any autographs? And was the local 501st Garrison there? And all that stuff. And this is Joker Fett signing out.
That exists, we think, with no other genre, no other movie series, no other TV series. Yeah, they all have their fandoms, but there's something really special about the way Star Wars fans connect. So here I was at a convention, and I met Pablo, and we sat down. We had a wonderful chat, and I said I was working on this Star Wars encyclopedia, and this goes back to 1996. And where was the convention? Was it
Milwaukee?
Okay, it was Gen Con in Milwaukee. And I said, oh, man, this is just crazy. I'm afraid I'm going to have all these errors, and all of these Star Wars fans are going to spot them, and, I'm going to be so embarrassed. And Pablo said, well, if you'd like, and Pablo had already worked for West End Games, which was the role-playing game publisher, and had done some work for them and written some stories, and so was into the fantasy universe of Star Wars. And Pablo said, if you'd like, you can send me the manuscript and I'll look it over and make some notes on it. And I thought, wow, what an offer. How can I turn that down? And it seems to me that it was only weeks later that I get, and this is back in the old days, before like email and online and everything. And I got a packet from Pablo, and it was 60 pages of single-space typed instructions, corrections, additions, and it was all gold. And I thought, okay, I have more than met my match. This guy is incredible. And so we were very lucky when it came time for an opening at Lucasfilm that Pablo was available and willing, and in fact there was a fight between two departments to hire him, and luckily we got him in the marketing department, and Pablo has more than proved his worth over the years, and I am so proud that I had a little to do with Pablo coming to Lucasfilm and becoming who he has become.
Yeah, it was. But it says something about Lucasfilm at the time, because I was just like, mid-90s, I'm just a fan at a convention, and the fact that Lucasfilm made someone like Steve so approachable to the fan community, because like you think about other franchises, you can't even think, how would I get my foot in the door? How would I meet someone involved with the making of Star Wars and the marketing of Star Wars and all that stuff? And in the 90s, I worked for one publisher, but it was an interesting era because Star Wars was coming back in the forefront. The special editions of the movies was going to appear in theaters like next year. And Steve was on this circuit going to conventions in '96 showing like the first glimpse of footage of what this new thing was going to be. And I went to his panel, and he was doing a signing, and I just got an opportunity to meet him at the time. And yeah, as he says a small part, but it was a big part, because like when I applied for the job at Lucasfilm, it started off as writing for StarWars.com. That's how it started. I was like, maybe I could get Steve as a reference on my resume. And I asked him, and he said he couldn't do it. I'm like, because he would be one of the people who'd be interviewing me. I'm like, So, to lose somebody gave quite a bit. And so I'm very fortunate. And we've been friends ever since. And so for the longest time, we worked in the same department, or at least similar departments. And we were the guys that they would go to ask questions about Star Wars history and Star Wars detail. I would be like, Steve would be the guy to ask about collectibles and marketing history and what had been done in the past, and I would have all the minutiae about the universe as well. So
now, truth be told, I would get a phone call from people, and they would say, "Well, in Jedi, in that scene where what exactly was it?" I said, "Just give me a minute, I'll get right back to you." Hi, Pablo. And luckily, the other position